We're here with Jeff. Jeff, first
Yeah,
off,
Jeff Stevens. Hello.
where are
Yeah,
you from?
yeah. I'm from Columbus, Ohio, and I imagine you're here yourself. You're from here yourself.
Well, I'm originally from Cleveland, but I was in Columbus for about
Oh,
27 years. So I
okay.
guess you could
Yeah.
say Columbus was more of the hometown. Um, but uh, but yeah, I was in Columbus for a very long time, since about 1994, and then just recently just moved a little bit west in the Urbana area. So right here in the
Oh,
country.
yeah. I have a friend who is a pilot, and he took me on a Cessna trip one day, the little plane, and we flew out to an airport in Urbana in your area,
Yeah, that's
and
it.
we
The
went to
airport.
a diner at your airport, and it was wonderful. My goodness, I don't know. Have you been there yourself? The airport
Yeah,
diner?
yeah,
Yeah.
we went one time. I wasn't quite impressed, but I guess they have really good pies. I did not partake of the
Yeah.
pie, so
Yeah, the pie was the big deal. Like we just got pies and we flew home, so that
yeah.
felt pretty cool.
Literally,
But
you'll be
no,
eating, and
nice
like
place.
planes are like doing this, and you're like, "Is that gonna hit us?" Just nope,
Yeah,
just land right there.
no, exactly, exactly. But yeah, Urbana is a nice area, at least from what I've seen of it. And your pies, yeah.
So, what part
Yeah.
of Columbus are you in then?
I am living in Blacklick right now. I live with my
Blacklight.
family,
Okay.
and I grew up in Bexley, but yeah, just Columbus, whole lifer.
Up
So yeah,
southeast side ish, for
yeah,
those
around there.
looking at
Yeah.
a map. So, okay.
Hmm.
So now tell us, you are working on a game called Cult Game.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Tell us what inspired you. First off, give us the elevator pitch. What is the elevator pitch for the game?
So, Cult Game is a text-based strategy game where you start your own religion, and it's all procedurally generated, and very much like Dwarf Fortress or Warsim, Liberal Crime Squad. It aims to be an completely absurdist take on I want to start my own religion and do whatever I want in a world. So, strategy game kind of on drugs. Yeah,
Okay.
that's
And,
kind of the idea.
and then what inspired you to make the game?
Originally, I was spring break during college, and we had been looking at BuzzFeed quizzes, me and my roommates, and I thought it'd be funny to like do a little BuzzFeed quiz, because I majored in computer science in college, and I knew how to like make little terminal applications. I think it'd be fun to, make your own religion as like a little BuzzFeed computer program, and it sort of grew tentacles and expanded like some sort of uh, Lovecraftian monster into something much larger than what it was,
Hmm?
and that's why it's still a terminal application. So yeah,
Now, is it written in Terminal?
yeah. The game is entirely written in vanilla C++ and only plays in a computer terminal where like you might update if you're in Linux, you might run like the sudo apt get update. That's exactly where it runs. Yeah,
So you
and
would,
it's
so you
yeah.
would, how would you distribute it? I guess you
Oh
would.
well, you just distribute it as a console program, and then when people open it up on their machine, they just play it out of their own terminals. But the idea is that you would have to build one for Linux and one for Windows, and then test it, make sure if they look okay. And yeah, I guess one other thing too, you're also constrained by is that if a user has specific like font settings or
Mhm.
color settings on their personal terminal, like I can't control that. But yeah, most people don't mess with that.
So like back in the old days of the games on the old ANSI dial-in BBS modem type things, where you have but of course it'd take a lot longer to draw on the screen, but sort of the old-fashioned
Mhm.
BBS graphics and whatnot.
Yeah, yeah. Ask at least the terms that we've been using with the artist that I have talked to. It's ASCII art, or
Hmm.
yeah, just the very limited character set, but showing it like in a small small window on your terminal. Yeah, that's what we're doing,
Is
and
it,
people like it at least so far. Yeah,
now, is there any way you can, let's see, is there any way you can show us the game?
of course. Yeah, I
Okay,
can stream it for you here on
okay.
Discord. Yeah, yeah. It is. I'll actually show you how it comes up and everything. I'll stream my or share my
It
screen. That's
reminded me of days of going over to my Uncle Mike's house and pulling up stuff on his Tandy computer.
it.
And
This is totally one of the things that I think a lot of people really enjoyed about Cult Game is that it looks and plays exactly like a old DOS program because it kind of is. It just plays text based. It just plays where your commands go. So at least this is my build directory. I'm gonna go into the build of the game. I've been working on it today. Might be a little bit a debug text that comes up, But all I do, I have to run it in Linux right now. At least I do / and then cult game. Here we go. Yeah.
All right.
Turn it
So,
down just a little bit more
so walk
I can
us
hear
through
you.
the game.
Yeah, sure. So after you get those adjusted however you want, we can start a new game, and this is just the new game process. So we show some ASCII art through the main menu here. Kind of piece it out. It's like some hands writing in a book. But yeah, you start a new game, standard mode. That's the only one available right now. Before we begin your occult adventure, you must choose which world your story takes place in. So you create a world. This is like Dwarf Fortress, where you get to change some parameters and then create a world. There is a history that generates with the world. And you can change the population for how many people you want to live here, and the level of chaos sort of dictates a level of randomness that occurs in the generation. So
Okay.
we'll just leave everything normal for now, but you just press G, and we generate it, and then you get a really cool animation while it's doing that.
Now this represents land and water, right?
Yes. So now the land is getting its terrain decided, but yeah, we just generated a big, large, spanning continent there with some water in between, and then we get the crystal land. It looks like the name gets generated, and we can even look at the history of the world if we press 2. We get a history that generates. So you can that's a lot of fun. You can read that if you want. That took a little bit of an embarrassing long time to figure out how to do that, but it's there's still a lot of work that needs to be done with the history generation, but it works for now, I guess.
Now is this is this stuff that you guys put in, or is it coming up with this on the spot?
This is the history generation works like Mad Libs a little bit. There's a set of events that can occur, and the events create certain entities in the world, or have certain entities in the world perform them, and the blanks for like the characters and the factions and the events get filled in with the existing characters and factions in the world.
Gotcha.
And then the events are sort of chosen in sequence with sort of a Markov chain type method where it's like a weighted random selection. So it is not ChatGPT. It is not a language learning model.
Okay.
But yeah, yeah. I guess
Old-fashioned
maybe that's
ablets logic.
exactly. Yeah, I think that's kind of the. If I were to package an LLM with this game, it would kind of be a little bit hefty. So this is the way we're doing it.
Okay.
But yeah.
So you got your world generated. This is your planet. So what's the first step now?
So yeah, you can examine it. You can regenerate a different world name. You can regenerate the world if you like. Like if you don't like the Crystal Land, you can go the Black Lands, the Jade Planet, ASCII Land. I like the ASCII Land. We'll do that.
Okay.
But yeah, I won't take you through the world generation animation again. This looks fine. We'll explore the world after we're done making our character. But we make our character now. We accept the world. Your journey as a cult leader will take place in the ASCII Land. So, okay, here we go. What is your name? So you get to enter a name, or you can generate one. I'll generate a random masculine name. So Octavius Gallus. Yeah, sure, we can be him. Yeah. Octavius Gallus, tell us more about your life in the ASCII Land. And you get to choose sort of your background, and this sort of determines your starting stats and a couple things. So you can be, this sort of determines like who you are in the context of the world. And right now, this is like a defector cleric, and this one is like, oh, I broke off from another religion and I'm starting my own.
Okay.
And you happen to be good at preaching, so you're good at converting people. The occult scholar is like one where you're a university professor and you end up discovering the correct religion as you're studying. And you start with a tome of forbidden knowledge. The con artist is you just decide that a religion's going to be a good idea to con some money out of people, and you're good at crime. And the lunatic is you start out with really bad stats, but you get a really good perk where every upgrade costs like 50% off.
Okay.
So this is the hard mode, but it's if you're good at the game, you can get profitable with this.
Okay, let's go with number 2.
Occult scholar?
Yeah.
You got it. Okay. So you're an occult scholar who's starting a cult. What is your cult worship? So I have some you decide what your deity is, like the type of thing you worship. So you can be a god, goddess, deity, or you can just enter
a single
something
god?
else. Yeah, you worship a single god.
Okay.
At least how the system works right now. Yeah.
All right, let's do number 1 then.
God. Yeah. What's the name of your god? So you can give it a name. You can generate one.
Okay, let's generate.
You have a choice.
Generate. Generate number 2.
Okay. Yourself.
Yourself. Okay, that works.
Yeah, we can keep on going, but yeah, that's one.
Okay, that
Uh,
works.
what does Ysilf have power over? And here's you get to choose like the dominion of your god, and the dominion is like sort of its kind of class, sort of like you have a character class, your background. This sort of determines your play style in the game, and this is like your god's element, sort of like how Apollo is the sun, and
Mm.
music. You can make your god a water god,
Oh wow, very
and
nice graphics.
yeah, thanks. We really like that. These are based off of the alchemical symbols for water, earth, fire, and air. So yeah, we
Let's
got
do
that's
air.
water, air. Okay, cool. So this one is more reliant upon exploration and random events. So you get more random events if you choose air.
Okay.
So we'll do that. So what's the ultimate goal of your cult? This is the last step here, and you get to decide what you want to do, like what you want the goal of the game to be. It could
Lock
be world
yourself into the
domination.
sun.
Yeah, that's everyone's favorite. We can choose that one.
Okay.
But yeah, you choose the victory conditions. But that one isn't so clear. So that's sort of a more exploratory one. So you are Octavius Gallus, the occult scholar, and you are starting the cult of Ysilf, the god of air. Your mission is to launch yourself into the sun. Yes. Okay. So
Okay.
we can edit any of our choices here, but other than that, we're good to go.
All right. Confirm.
Yep. So at this point, I don't think you've seen anything past this point. This is where I've sort of over the past year developed gameplay. And how the game works is it's on a sort of a strategy game basis where each month I get to tell one of my devotees or my cult leader to do something. And to tell him to do something, I can go to actions. I can go to any of these main actions. One that's pretty good is to preach. And I can highlight so that it tells me select tile of the ASCII land to preach the word of yourself to. So I can move around on this map, and it tells me the coordinate of each tile on the map, the name of the tile, the type of people on the tile, the terrain, the major religion, the faction that owns the tile. And there's a lot of information here. So you can sort of go around and really figure out what you want.
So is each tile it's different area then?
Correct, yes.
Okay.
So each tile can have infrastructure on it. There's some caves here. Don't mind the weird formatting. I need to fix that.
Mm.
But you can take a look at any infrastructure on the tiles. There's some iron ore deposits here. The overview is one we just looked at. The people tells you the population living on the tiles and any specific stats about them. There's different classes of people on each tile. Your religion might appeal more to specific ones. So yeah, you get a lot of information here about what's going on. The legend might help out the newer people. It tells you this is what each symbol means. So you can look at it from afar and help yourself out a little bit from that. Update map, we can decide how we want to see the map. The religious view allows us to view other religions on the map and see which tiles have certain major religions. So we can sort of see where other ones are starting to spread. We can go to an area that doesn't really have a lot of religious identity yet that we can sort of set up shop for ourselves. So I like the lovely flats. We can go here and see the people who live here are nobles, bureaucrats, and peasants. We have a lot of strata here.
Okay.
So we can choose this tile and send the cultists you want to preach. We'll just choose Octavius Gallus. And now that he is scheduled to preach there, we press end month for it to happen. So right now, mind the bad formatting here, but we got a random event as we went preaching and ended the month. As Octavius Gallus walks along the path in the lovely flats, they encounter a beaten and bloodied man on the ground. He's been stripped of his belongings, mugged, and left to die. The man, with shallow breaths, reaches a trembling hand to you from the dirt. What do? And the responses are very garbled there because I need to fix them. But the choices are: you can care for him. You can bring the man to an inn to care for him, and it costs some money, and it will increase the local opinion of your cult. You can try to recruit the man into your cult, or you can ignore him. So what would you do?
Well, let's bring him in to care for him so we can
All right,
build
we'll be
our
a nice
reputation.
person. Yeah. Oh, it costs money. We don't have enough gold. We're too poor to bring him.
Oh, geez. Okay. How do we get gold?
Yeah. We can get gold through tithing. Once we get enough followers, they can tithe to us.
Okay.
And we also can work a job. We can work kind of a wagey job, but I don't have that programmed yet.
All right.
another option we have is we can ignore him or we can try to recruit
Let's
him.
try to
So
recruit
what
him
do you-
then, even though
okay.
he's
So we have
dying.
we have a 50. No, I got you. We have a 52% chance
Okay.
of that right now. So we'll try. Success. So Octavius Gallus preaches to the dying Mugman, "Let the winds of yourself guide you." The man, either moved by your words or his own desperation, gives you a weak thumbs up. Seeing his approval, you carry him away with you so that he might become indoctrinated as a new devotee of your cult. Recruited Donald. So we
Okay.
have Donald now.
So you have a list of people that you can go back to. Oh, say there you go. You gain 22
Yeah, so
followers.
Yeah, this is the report for the month. So we've gained some followers, but we got that one guy as a devotee. The followers are people who are just members of the population who happen to believe in our religion, and the devotees are people who we can send on missions and like basically are full-time employees of us. So yeah, we can even use this view here to get a breakdown of what's going on. So if we go to the first option, you gain one follower through the passive spread of religion. We can see where that happened, where any converts or deconverts, and we can see at that location it was among independent bureaucrats, and that one convert was from agnosticism. So we can get a pretty good breakdown of exactly how the religion is spreading. It's a pretty accurate simulation.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. And then from preaching, and I think I need to fix the way that the second message comes up, but from preaching, this is the what happened. We gained 3 independent nobles, 14 independent peasants, and 5 independent bureaucrats, and we gained some preaching skills, so we'll be better at preaching next time. So yeah, that's
Okay.
what happened.
So then.
And that's the end of
Okay,
that's the end of the
that
month.
month.
Hmm.
Okay. Now, does that represent how the world map looks at all?
Yeah.
Does
So
it-
if we go back here,
Okay.
this is we're on the lovely flats. If I go to people here, it shows that several percentage points of the people on this tile are members of our cult. But the gray on the map, the prominent religion here is just agnosticism. So it's just people who are sort of not affiliated with religion, but we are making them affiliated with our religion. So
Okay.
yeah.
What color is our religion?
I don't know yet. I don't think I figured out how to assign that yet. But
Okay.
we will be at not gray. Once we become a major religion on this tile, I guess we'll figure out what our color is.
Okay. So the
So,
next month, would you preach again, I'm presuming?
We can basically our character preaches at the tile until we tell him not to, and we can also send Donald to preach at that tile or another one too.
Okay.
So we can do that if you want. Yeah.
Is Donald still recovering from his wounds?
Well, I've not written that into. I'm going to make a character sort of profile or a character view to so you can check out what how each individual character is doing health wise, but that's not in the game yet.
Okay.
But I will. Your suspicions are correct. When you get a character from the Mugged Man event, he's going to be a little bit damaged, so he
Okay.
probably wouldn't be very useful in combat or anything. So yeah.
All right.
So yeah, we can
go ahead.
go ahead.
No. What else can we do?
Okay, yeah, so I've been programming this for the past 5 months, is the crusade. So if you don't like someone or you want to really proselytize, you can crusade. So let's see our neighbors on the green bog. Can we crusade against them? We can only crusade on tiles that have specific infrastructure to go into. So we can go to this pond on the nice flats, which is nearby. So select the cultists who want to crusade, and we'll send Donald to crusade. We won't take Octavius away from his preaching. Okay, now we have our guys. We have them showing what's going on with them. And I can press E to end the month. And now we're in the crusade. So this is an entirely new game mode where it's a dungeon crawler.
Okay.
So this is like Rogue, if you've ever heard of Rogue or any sort of the old dungeon crawlers from the 80s.
I'm familiar with Zork. That's about it.
Yeah, no, it's all right. This is like a top-down version of Zork, where you're the little hat sign on the map, and I can move around and interact with stuff in the dungeon.
Okay.
Yeah, so there's me. I'm moving around, and I have a little bit of instructions here on what I can do. I can preach, I can flirt, or I can attack. Right now, the preaching and flirting needs programming, but I can still attack people. But yeah, if I want to...
What represents a person on that?
Right now, the non-player characters are represented by P's,
Okay.
and your player character is the @ sign.
Okay.
So I'm moving around.
So if
yeah,
you want to, you could attack that P right there.
Yeah, I can do that right now. Let's try that. Actually, you see Donald's health. Donald's not looking too hot. Donald might die if we do this. But
Okay. Well, let's preach. Can you preach to the person?
yeah, so if you try, it says the selected response doesn't do that quite yet. Sorry, you can scold the programmer. It's just I haven't programmed it yet. But yeah, you eventually be able to, and you'll also be able to flirt with him if you want.
Okay.
You can go around and start your polycule if you want.
Oh, let's flirt with them then.
Yeah, sorry, that's not there yet
Okay.
too, but that will be an option eventually.
So
But
what do
not
we
yet.
do now if we can't attack and do we just back
Well,
out?
we can attack him, but we'll probably die. We can interact with some of the other objects in the space, though.
Okay.
I'm working on looting. As a that was actually what I was programming today. But I can go up to this stuff and I can loot it. So I can go to these. Right now, I see some gold and a dagger on the ground. I can. So right now, it's just going to print some debug information. Oh, all right. The game just crashed because I'm still working on that. But anyway,
Oh,
that's all right. We'll boot it up again.
it didn't
I,
save anything, right?
Yeah, there is a save system, but I didn't save it from the last playthrough, so I just have my test save here. But anyway, yeah. Let me turn the music down. Sorry about that.
That's okay.
But
It's,
yeah,
it's
this
gonna
is
happen.
yeah. But at least now on this test save, I can show you some of the other things we can do. The Crusading is a little dungeon crawl mode. If you have some faith, which is like the resource in the game, you can go to the theology menu, and you can buy new upgrades for your cult. So like your new beliefs. So I go to beliefs, I go to buy new beliefs, and maybe I want to start tithing. I press 1 to establish tithing.
What is tithing?
And now, so tithing is when your followers give you money every month. And right now it is bugged, so we get infinite money every month.
Passing the collection plate?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I should ask you, are you religious at all?
My family's Christian. I'd say I'm agnostic, but I love studying religion. I
Okay.
think religion's a lot of fun. I took religion classes in college. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So yeah,
Yeah.
that sets you up perfectly for making this game then. So
Oh yeah. I showed sort of the beginnings of this to one of my college religion professors, and he was very encouraging. He thought it was a lot of fun. He said he in his older fella, he said most video games are about shooting things, but now you have one about religion, and that's so cool.
well,
So he was,
and then how hard would this be? I guess this would be a hard effort to translate this into something that was a little more graphical.
Yeah, if you're wondering, like, how hard would it be to make this more graphical, you could make this much more graphical. It doesn't have to run in the terminal, but what that would require is some sort of wrapper or modification to the function that draws stuff to the screen to draw stuff to sort of a more traditional, like, game window.
Gotcha.
And that's possible. Yeah, that's very possible. It's just at this point, that's kind of not in the roadmap just because we need to get to release. But yeah.
Well, you're going with the nostalgia anyway. I mean, the
Yeah.
nostalgia look and feel gives you, the days before we had graphical applications.
Yeah.
Or like I said, you're playing games on a BBS.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, let's, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, we're diverging. Please continue.
No, you're okay. I think nostalgia is actually a huge draw for this game. There's a lot of people who want to play this. Like, I was expoing this at the Tor Game Expo. It was last year. And there are people that came up because they're like, bro, what year is this? Like, you have this old computer, you have this old game. What year is this? In 2025? What are you doing? And they, that honestly, like, if you are, I read a book about marketing not too long ago, and if you are a little guy and you can't compete with the big brands, you just be a category of one. Like, you have to do something different just to get attention, just because people are fighting for attention so hard these days. But yeah.
Or you have a very specific niche that you're going for. And you
Yeah,
just
exactly.
go for that very specific niche, and that's where you build
Yeah.
your base. So,
Yeah. So I totally feel that. I feel that. But yeah, it's working out so far, and I'm not trying to make $1 million. I'm just trying to make something that people like. So
now how much,
yeah.
where are you planning on selling this on?
this is going to be for sale on itch and on Steam, and hopefully Game Jolt and Good Old Games. So most like online game retailers. Yeah.
Okay. So you should be able to make a little bit of profit at the end of the day.
Oh yeah. My goal is basically just to have enough money to get to the next game, and I don't think that that's not a immodest goal. I think that we're going to do well with Cult Game. Our marketing is pretty good, and we have a product that's shaping up to be pretty good. The game's only going to cost $10, so like when you have the new generation of games coming out charging $70 or
Mm.
$80, like especially on the Nintendo consoles, I don't think it's very much to ask at all for this
Now, when you
probably
say
it
we, who's
yeah.
we?
Oh, just me and my company and any sort of people associated with me.
Gotcha. I wasn't sure if you wanted to give credit to anybody else that you're working with.
Oh,
Or...
oh, oh, I will totally. So my company is just solely owned by me, but I do hire contractors, and they take ownership of their creative elements of the project as well. The soundtrack is entirely made by my cousin Evan Stevens, who's like a psychedelic jam band guy from Cleveland. Really cool guy. And so we thought that was kind of fun. He could flex his psychedelic jam muscles on Cult Game because a lot of games like this sort of take traditional gothic fantasy music and do that and sort of just play into that. And while that's great, I think one of the fun things about doing game development or any sort of project is you sort of project a little bit of your own identity into whatever you make. It's part of you. So I
Mm.
mean, I'm glad he could project that part of himself into the game. Yeah.
Cool.
And at least for the art, I'll show a couple of my favorite bits and pieces. The art's made by
Oh, very nice.
Little Bit Space, and Little Bit Space, I believe, is from Finland. Is a online ASCII artist who's award winning and was really excited to work on the project when he first saw all the stuff we were doing. So
Now,
yeah,
where'd you find these people? Oh, I mean, you know your
uh,
cousin, so.
yeah, yeah. My cousin is just I wanted to patronize him, and also I thought, uh, I also just thought like we're doing something outrageous, so we might as well make an outrageous decision with the music, and I think it's working. But for Little Bit Space, I was on a Reddit thread showing off what the game looked like. I had some of my own art that honestly wasn't very good, and I had some of the game premise. And someone on the Reddit thread in the comment section said Little Bit Space should see this right now, and I was like, who's that? And they replied, "Oh, a really famous artist in this community." And then I dropped a line, and then he was like, "Yeah, I'd love to work on this." So just by happenstance on Reddit, someone's like, "Yeah, this is one of my favorite ones that he did. Is the demon one?
Oh,
This one's pretty
wow.
cool."
That's very
Yeah,
cool.
I think for the amount of like limitation that you have with just monocolored, monochrome ASCII art, I think that he does an amazing job. So we're
ASCII
looking
art is
forward.
a
Yeah.
art form all to itself.
Yeah, 100%. And I'm honestly not very good at it, but if I'll show you some of my pieces. Mine are not nearly as like awe-inducing, but they still communicate the idea.
Mm.
Uh, so I did the scripture. It looks like a scroll. That's about it. It gets the meaning across.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah,
We can always go back and update stuff as you progress on.
exactly. Yeah, and I think people fall in love with games because of the art and they make memories based on the art and everything. So I think investing in art is really good investment for cult game. So yeah, we did pretty good with that so far.
Well, the other
Still
thing, I
working
mean,
on
you
it, but
do
yeah.
have some color to it, and I just remember, I mean, looking at I don't know if the monitors, the CRT monitors were just brighter, but everything as a kid just seemed so bright and chromatic. And
Yeah, yeah,
and you're like, as I don't know if you lose that as you get older or whatnot, but it just seems like you're looking at stuff. It's like color and whatnot. And so even if
yeah,
you got a little bit of color coming on a monitor, you just feel like there's just a feel to it that you just don't get anymore when you play
yeah.
a game with a nice smooth font. So
Exactly. I think I was thinking about this too, Anthony. It was the fact that if you have the absence of something, and then when you have just a little bit of that,
mhm.
it's just all that more powerful. It's like being really hungry and then finally having just a little bit of something, and it tastes so good.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
back when I
yeah,
was a kid, there was a lot of toys with Star Wars and stuff. There was a lot of lighted parts on the toy, and it was just a certain color and feel that you don't get anymore with modern stuff.
the
And
Star Wars toys.
yeah, well, just yeah, Star Wars, but just toys in general. There was like lighted lights and stuff. It
Oh,
was just very bright and very shiny. You would be in your makeshift fort in your bunk bed, and it would just it would just glow, and you don't get that as much, or at least you don't get the same feel with the toys I see today. And
yeah. I wonder
occasionally,
why.
when I run into something that looks similar to that, I'm like, that reminds me of my old 1986 cheap lightsaber I had, or something like that. It's just a look
Yeah.
and feel that you just don't get anywhere else. So
Yeah. No, you got to wonder. Yeah. Maybe it was the old type of lights they used in. Maybe they were incandescent in
yeah,
those
yeah.
older. Yeah.
It's the
Oh, that's still
old-fashioned
pretty
light.
cool.
It was a light, you know, it was a flashlight with a big green tube attached to it. So,
Yeah.
but
No, that's cool. Yeah.
well,
Wow.
very, very nice. Thank you so much for showing this. So it looks
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Thanks
when do you
for wanting to
plan to
look
be
at it.
done?
Oh, that's a good question. The one thing I can tell you is that we are probably going to. Well, we have a actually we just commissioned a live action trailer for the game, and it's being edited right now.
Oh
We
wow.
we shot it and we edited it, and I have a friend of mine who's a filmmaker, and he's working on the trailer right now, and we had a really fun time making it, and we think it's really going to add a lot to the game. Yet I got another outrageous decision because not a lot of game trailers these days are live action and have actors and stuff, but we did it for this game, and so that's going to be coming out probably pretty soon. And when on the day that comes out, the Steam page for the game, the coming soon page is going to come out. So that's our next huge marketing beat is the live action cinematic trailer, and then the Steam page, the coming soon Steam page. As for the day when the game is going to be publicly available for the first time, it'll be an alpha demo. That'll probably be the next beat after getting the page, the Steam page, and the trailer dropped. And then the alpha demo will be free for anyone to play, but the content will be very limited, and it'll just be like, oh, this is just what the game is sort of looking like right now. Tell me what you think, so we can do some sort of on-the-fly testing and incorporate your desires into the final product. We're hoping final product will be sometime in 2026, but I am without deadlines technically because I'm not a studio with investors. I'm gonna let this slow cook until it's something good. So yeah.
Well, I believe you've said that the goal is you want to do this for a living. So it's
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard to get started when you're also trying to pay the bills and whatnot. And you,
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
I, I
I'm.
go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, you're good. I was just gonna say I'm fortunate. I saved up quite a bit of money for my first corporate software engineering job that I quit to work this. But and that covered me for like the first 2 years of development. But now I got another part-time job, and that's nice. I don't mind it at all. It's just that
Well,
it's
supposedly you're a chef, right?
yeah. Oh, chef rhymes with Jeff, so it's ChefJeff is the username. But I'm not actually a chef. I work
Oh,
in a
okay.
restaurant though. I'm a server, but I'm friends with all the chefs. They're nice people.
Okay.
Uh, but yeah, I work at the New Albany Country Club here in Columbus. It's nice.
Ooh, the
Yeah,
country club, fancy.
a lot of ritzy people, and they'll pay a lot for a drink. So yeah,
Well, there you go.
yeah,
Well, Jeff, thank you for running us through this. And so now
yeah,
we'll
yeah.
cut.
I would love to see what you have, Anthony.
Right,
Yeah,
right. So now we're gonna cut. We're gonna cut that off at some point. We'll edit that,
sure.
and
Sure, I'll get out of this.